Hey guys, and welcome back to the Table Talk Podcast. It's your boys, the Mings, with our very special guest. Once again, we've got Lucas. Woohoo!
How special can I be if I'm here twice already? That's not very special.
bro.
It's special because you got lights at the back today, so that's pretty cool.
Correct. Yeah. And I'm so happy that the Fashion Week podcast is also officially back.
Yeah. Come check us out.
Yay.
Come check us out Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Woo!
Wow, got
That's
live
not bad.
recording. I love that, man. We need
Good,
to do a
right?
bit more of that also.
Try it.
But whenever we come around with a brand new podcast, it's always a brand new week as well. But also depending on when you listen to this, we can't be sure. But for us, at least it's a brand new week looking into February as well. Happy February,
Yep.
guys. You made it
Yeah, happy.
to the second month of 2021.
Where did the
Or
first
some
month
people
go?
call it 2020 part 2.
Yeah.
Wait,
How you
just to
guys-
keep things straight, we're in like the third round of MCO by this point, right?
Third, yeah. It doesn't
that
matter
is a-
anyway.
I mean, we're in the second
How do we
extension of it, right? I don't know.
It's the second extension.
Yeah, we went into the first MCO,
Yep.
and then we went into the first extension,
Yep.
and then we went into the second extension, or what I would call the real
Yeah.
MCO period.
and
that I
I'm
was-
gonna go to Pasar Malam and cut my hair.
Yes, correct,
Man.
correct. And actually,
Man.
honestly, that's actually what we're going to be talking about today because,
Oh, wow.
right around the corner, and this time last year, I believe, we were with Arnold and Lucas talking about
Yeah.
Chinese New Year. So we're rolling around once again because February this year is the month of Chinese New Year once again. It's 12th and 13th of February, which
Yep.
should be just about the time a little
This
bit
goes
after
out.
this podcast comes out.
Yeah, this goes
That's
out.
right.
And we're already talking about Chinese New Year stuff. So this one is an episode for all things Chinese New Year. More importantly, what Chinese New Year looks like in a time of a pandemic.
Oh yeah.
SOPs,
Oh, yeah.
2021, Pasar Malams, and just the whole COVID situation. I'm so excited to
Man.
have some vaccines. I've been hungry for vaccines.
Totally.
Right.
Give me two.
Wow, just in case.
Give
Yeah.
you two.
Give me two. At once.
But
At once.
before we continue, let's just quickly talk about a state of our well-beings on a scale of 1 to 10. How you guys feeling right now at home?
I'm a solid
man.
7, bro. Sevenest,
is
solidest
very high.
7 ever.
Man,
7 is very high. Minghan, where are you at?
I tend to try and keep myself in a constant state of flux between 4 and 6.
All right.
So you're never comfortable or too comfortable, right?
Yep.
But I don't know, man. I'm in a place where I think I need to start focusing on my skincare routine because, like,
Yo.
I don't know. You guys probably can't see it on the camera, thank God. But I don't know. My skin is getting weird. I don't know whether it's just the whole.
It's also age, Minghan.
It's also age. It's definitely
Yeah.
age. I can
You're
tell
just
you
old.
that. like,
Definitely age.
yeah, because since we went to Korea to shoot I think 2 years ago already, if I'm not
Yep.
wrong, right? And I suddenly, for my birthday, I got eczema, right? So like
Happy birthday.
It has been weird, man. My body has been acting up and now it's spread to my forehead and I'm not liking it.
All right.
So yeah, I'm in a state of like 4 or 5 right now because I do not like what's happening to my face. But other than that, I don't know. I'm not stressed out about the MCO thing primarily because I thought it was going to happen anyway. Ming, what is your state of 1 to 10 right now?
Today in particular, I'm like at a 2. I'm just
Oh.
really tired.
All right.
Oh yeah, you had a really late shoot yesterday. Yeah. Man.
But in general, I feel like I also like you guys. I'm actually okay. It's not like it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Just like last week we were talking to Nandini and we were saying that we're still really blessed to have a roof over our heads and
Yeah,
all
sure.
of that. So, but I mean the thing I miss most maybe about non-MCO period, which seems so far away now, is maybe just kind of like seeing people for meetings rather than doing it online because it gets
Yeah.
really it's so annoying after a while.
Yeah,
honestly.
man.
And then like you want to talk and then you can't read the room and then it's just like there's a lag and then people drop out and you're like this
Okay.
meeting is taking way
I think
longer.
at this point, right, whenever we talk about our situations like this, we need to put a disclaimer, okay? We are very thankful we are able to do this.
Straight
right?
up, I can put 2 hashtag blessed in my life,
Yeah,
man.
we
I love
need
that,
to do
Lucas.
that.
I'm a 2 hashtag blessed guy, okay?
Two,
Bam, bam.
All right, I think we need to do this because like I mean, number one, we have to admit that we
Yep.
have the privilege to continue working.
Yep.
We have the
Yeah,
privilege
yeah.
to continue doing what we love to do, and
Yep.
we are able to somehow be grateful during a season like this.
Hell yeah.
So we need to do that because I think a lot of people get salty nowadays. Like, people are like struggling and everything, like, out there. Okay, number one, we do not undermine their struggles. Okay.
Nope.
But at the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
time, guys, you guys gotta know we are also in this space, like we are hustling my forehead skin off. That's how much we're hustling, okay? So I just want to put it out there. It's not
Yep.
that we are like, we're so blessed, we're just complaining about this. No, we are not.
Yeah.
I think we are very thankful to be able to be where we are doing. We are very thankful to be busy. Who knew being busy is like a blessing nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just putting it out there, okay? Because I know people get salty about like, well, you all complain, people out there no money. No, don't. We are doing our best to make sure that our team gets fed, people get fed, we get jobs and everything. It's just that, for the sake of entertainment, let's just complain like Malaysians
very
complain all
long
the time.
disclaimer.
For sure, man.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
like,
Done. Disclaimer.
Okay, so
Done.
the cases have steadily been increasing. I honestly thought that maybe we'd see a dip in the cases, maybe we see the curve flatten.
Me too.
But we reached new heights in this past 7 days, 5,000, more than once actually. And it's pretty alarming. But the weird thing was 5K cases 3 days in a row, right?
Yep.
Because of backlog cases in December. What does that even mean?
I think like they've tested, but they didn't report it to MKN or whatever. I'm like, why wouldn't you report it?
like, why would those numbers like be in the system now? I mean, I understand they're in the
Yep.
system, but like, why would they reflect what the cases are today? If anything, it should just be like, oh, by the way, there was also a clarification.
Yep.
This December there was supposed to be. I don't know. I just feel like what you're doing to our poor DG. He's probably
Yeah,
just
man.
like, what's happening, guys?
He's like had it, dude. Like you can see, he's not been on TV. Like actually, he was
did-
recently, right?
Kasian, really kasian. Honestly.
He's like, okay, guys, it's 5,000, whatever, lah, guys.
Yeah,
Go long
at this
lah,
point, like
stay home lah.
I'm trying to help you. You don't want to help yourself. Okay, whatever lah. But you know what's funny, right? The entire nation of Malaysia is currently back into MCO lockdown, right?
Yep.
But the one state that our friend Lucas is from
Woo!
is not. So Lucas, Sarawak not being in MCO, right? Do you kind of wish that you were back in Sarawak?
Bro, don't say that because Cebu is under MCO.
Oh.
My wonderful city, Cebu. Wonderful.
So-
okay, we are city. Is under MCO.
So it's the only place in Sarawak that's under MCO.
I think Cebu, Sarike, Kapit.
Y'all too poppin lah. that's
Oh,
why.
we're naughty
Y'all
lah. We're
slapping, that's
naughty.
why.
So okay, Cebu is the Florida. Cebu, the Florida man meme. Yeah, it's Cebu for Malaysia. Every time you see news about Cebu, right, on the Star or whatever, it's always because someone has like shot up a gambling den or like has run over like people or like some crazy weird ass crime. You see
Sounds like-
the town in
sounds
the
like-
in the line, Cebu.
It's
I'm
like
yeah, I
So
knew it.
Cebu is just
Grand
like the
Theft
hood.
Auto. It's like
Yeah,
Grand
yeah.
Theft
Full
Auto.
on hood.
Yeah, GTA Cebu, man. Cebu is like,
mad,
okay,
dude.
let me tell you a story, okay? I was
Okay.
I was in a car once, I wasn't driving, and we got a roadblock. They were checking ICs. So they check my friends, check my other friends, check mine. Oh, orang Cebu ah? Oh, berani mati oh? I'm like, excuse me? Berani mati? Yeah, and I was like, what do you mean by that?
Is that
So,
the
yeah.
slogan of the state or something? Like
I
Cebu
don't know,
Brani-
maybe? Cebu.
Oh my god.
Berani mati.
What the heck?
But yeah, apparently Cebu is for a lot of where a lot of gangsters are. There are a lot of gangsters, a lot of like crime. A lot of people own guns in Cebu
Oh wow.
for hunting and other purposes.
Oh yes, that one I know.
Yeah.
If you guys are listening to this and you're like from Cebu, please
Shout out,
verify
man.
this. Yeah, shout out. Also, I don't want to die.
I'm not talking
verify
crap.
that Berani Mati is like a thing. Like, why do people say
Yeah.
that? That's crazy.
It's
Wow.
crazy, dude. So yeah, lah, Cebu is and it's so bad, right? Everybody should know that the police chief, right? Every time he has to give a statement, his name is damn dope. His name is Jonathan Ringgit.
Are you serious?
Yes.
He's the money man.
Yeah, he's the money man. Because
J Money. His name is J Money in my books
His
now.
name is J Money.
J
That's his rapper name.
Money.
Oh,
Oh my
man.
goodness, that's crazy.
So yeah, little
Okay, well-
snippets about Cebu.
Cebu,
Man.
all the best to Cebu and all of us actually.
Yep.
Speaking of crazy, here's the crazy part, right? Yesterday, at the time of this recording,
Yeah.
our government and the body that is governing, that's also a synonym of government, just released a SOP
Yep.
for 2021's Chinese New Year. And we thought that it was like, oh, you know what? It's gonna be detailed.
Yeah.
It's gonna make sense. But then I said make sense, and I'm like, who are we kidding, right? Here's the breakdown. Here's the lowdown for everyone who is still not caught up to date with it. Basically, they have allowed reunion dinners at home.
Yep.
As in, like, in your own house, reunion dinners.
As long as
yourselves.
everyone is together in the same house.
AKA just dinner.
Normal dinner.
Let's talk about that one first. So, like, they was this like marketing speak? Marketing talk, right? It's like you reword things to make it sound better than it is.
Yeah, one paragraph for 2 words.
Like this was probably one of it, right? Like, guys, you can have reunion dinners among yourselves at home.
Yeah, from the same household, prayers as well, but it must be from the same household.
But it must be the same people from the same house you're living in.
You saw the TikTok, right, about the weather guy trying to announce that people died from the fire. It's like so the newscaster. 11 people have died from a fire because the fire was too hot for their bodies. So 11 people have died from a fire.
It's like you said the stupid obvious, right? What are your thoughts on this one, guys?
Man, I don't know lah. It's like, oh, you can't go, man. You could have just said, like, you could have not said anything. You could have saved time.
Yeah.
This could have been in an email, those meetings. Like, this could have been in an email, guys.
Yeah. Technically, any thoughts that we're having right now about the situation is more thoughts than the guy who did the actual statement.
Yes,
okay?
correct.
Like, what in the world? Have everyone, to all my Chinese friends, you guys are allowed to have your reunion dinners as long as you reunion during a dinner where the reunion dinner usually takes place in your house. Yeah. Please have dinner and reunite in your dinner house.
So, I'm not going to go too deep into why that's a stupid thing, but let me talk about the mechanics of the word reunion.
Yeah.
A reunion happens when parties who have not been in close contact come into close contact.
Reunite.
Like, that is a reunion.
Yes.
You come together once again after being apart for a while.
Like the Megazord.
And that's literally what a reunion is. To have a reunion dinner with people you see every day, it's just called dinner.
It's dinner.
So we were all laughing about that one. And Facebook was on fire with genius comments. I love the comments in the comment section of the video, of the articles.
Yeah.
People's statuses were like they were cracking me up all of yesterday. And then the next one was that inter-district travel is still not permissible. They made a big hoo-ha about how there was many clusters linked to inter-district travel. So I'm a fan of that. I think it still works very well. I personally feel inter-district travel it does get a little bit sticky when it comes to stuff like PJ and KL, right? Because
I was just gonna say, if you live in Taman Tun, right next to like Damansara, that's technically PJ and KL as well.
Imagine, right, you're staying at Taman Tun, like near Maybank.
Right at the border,
You want to drive over to one of Taman to do groceries, and the police is like, different district, bitch.
You gotta go to your KL side.
Then you have to drive into KL to go to like Pasar Seni.
Can we actually can I throw my groceries over? Like, let's say I'm gonna help a Taman Tun friend out. I just pick up his groceries and I throw it across.
The groceries have to quarantine, bro. It's
pass to
inter-district.
the police, then they pass to your friend.
You're right. I gotta pay tax on that.
Once you pass that like bridge, right, from one of Taman to Taman Tun, inter-district. No, but to be honest, I actually got stopped at a roadblock yesterday because I was traveling from Mont Kiara back to my place in PJ, and they just looked at me and they smiled, so I smiled back and I was like, oh, thank you. So I don't know. I mean, I'm grateful for it. I saw that the police officer next to the other guy was holding a full-on assault rifle. Like, it was an assault rifle.
What's happening here? Okay,
Straight up, man.
Hold on.
I don't know.
You from where? Johor?
Why?
You're correct. Okay, hold on. Sorry, can I just segue to this, right? At all tolls and roadblocks, right, there's going to be a police with a light painted who tells you to stop or something. And then there's one guy who, just kind of goes around the car, takes notes, takes pictures. And then there's a guy with an assault rifle.
The assault rifle guy. Yeah.
And the messaging here, right,
Yeah, we need to break this shit down. Okay, that's a question mark for me all the time. What are we getting ready for? Like,
This guy's
what
got
are
a
we?
full Mac, you know.
Yeah, no, and that's just one guy. There's another assault rifle guy or a shotgun guy
This guy with
nearby.
a sniper like on his stomach, you know. Just
You
like,
see the red dot, right?
yeah, on your
So
forehead.
these are the issues we need to be discussing. What is the assault rifle for? Like,
I think the assault rifle, right?
It's for people from Cebu, bro. Just in case they come, they're like, oh, no, not Cebu.
for real. We need,
that's
okay,
it.
in cases, I've actually seen the assault rifle being like pulled out to scare people, okay? There have been cases where, okay, in a non-COVID season, I know in certain places there's a lot of illegal immigrants, right? And I've actually seen people like bolt, you know, like they see the roadblock, they do an insane
turn around.
U-turn
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
same
yeah.
lane and
Wow.
bolt the other way. But
Damn.
again, the guy, the assault rifle can't do anything because he needs to hop onto a car and chase them.
No. As we have learned from
Right.
video games, you shoot the wheels. You shoot the wheels, and then the engine bay, and then boom.
But I'm very sure there's like some rules about live ammunition and live rounds in the context. I mean, what is the gun for when you're having a roadblock in the COVID season? Like,
The
seriously.
messaging I got from it was that, you don't die by corona. If you do, I will shoot you. Like, what is the messaging here?
Like,
I
you have
will threaten
positive,
you. Yeah.
I'll kill you.
I'll
Like,
kill you.
at this point, I would feel more secure if the policeman was holding the sanitizer gun. Like, seriously, shoot me up with that. Like, I don't mind. I will wind down my window, just
Yeah.
gas my car.
It's just
I'm
like-
good with that.
I'm
I'm
ready.
going to kill you if you die. I will kill you if you die. I tell
Kill you until you die from it.
Yo, seriously, if any of y'all are policemen, if you guys want to have a fun podcast, we really want to ask
Let's jump
the
on.
important
I
questions.
I do
Yeah.
want to
Easy.
ask.
Alright, back to the topic,
Especially if
Yeah,
you're Jonathan
so-
Ringgit.
man. Yeah, Jonathan
They
Ringgit.
have a gun as
Ooh,
well, yeah.
wow. Wow.
So they also said that visitations are not allowed with
Yep.
cross-border travel. I mean that goes without saying.
Yes.
So it's gonna be a quiet Chinese New Year, just the way I like it, right?
Yep.
There's also some more about the 5 community members for temples to have prayers. I think that's a great idea. Still giving
Okay.
people the respect and the tradition space for them to do what they need to do at the temple.
Yep.
But the thing I don't really understand is that Pasar Malams are allowed to operate.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's beyond me.
In my opinion, the Pasar Malam got a lot of warm water, and that's where
Okay.
all the COVID don't go. Usually if we're thinking along the same lines, right, that is
Yep.
exactly why the Pasar Malam is the safest place to be.
Between certain hours, this
Between
virus
certain
not
hours
active.
when the COVID is not there.
Correct.
I mean, if you guys haven't
It's a dome
picked
of
up on the
protection.
sarcasm, you deserve to go to
Yeah.
Pasar Malam at this
I
point. Please
feel
don't.
like
Please.
okay. So if you think about how, I mean, again, playing devil's advocate on behalf of the government, I'm thinking, oh yeah, we need to help these like sellers to give them the space and the opportunity to make some money, which I agree. But I feel like having also SOPs that are like, oh, you cannot reunion dinner, but you can go to Pasar Malam. Let's just it's not just that you didn't think about it properly. It just also shows how stupid you are when you say
Yep.
stuff like that. Because immediately again on Facebook, everyone was like, "Oh, I'm not going to have reunion dinner with my family. I'm just going to go to the Pasar Malam and bump into them."
Yeah.
I'm like, that's genius, right?
Get my
Right,
angpaos.
right.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean,
And also another announcement that came out this past week I saw on the Star was that all sectors are to open up again.
Yeah.
At the time of recording, barber shops and car wash centers have also been allowed to open. So when that happens, right, my honest question about MCO is, actually MCO is what? It's a state of mind, is it? Like if you say it's MCO,
Yeah,
then it's
yeah.
MCO.
in
Yeah.
your mind, if you're quarantined, you are safe.
Yep.
You have to quarantine your sanity and your consciousness. Apparently, because some people also are quarantining their common sense at this point, right?
My God.
But okay, just so everyone knows, we're not like, I don't think we are complaining this off some baseless stupidity or like we just want to be, we want to rant or something like that.
Yep.
I know that our economy is in a very hard place because like even nowadays when I tweet, like I'm tweeting for this the whole point of like I don't understand this. I think I didn't tweet. Sorry. I just put a story up the other day. I'm like, what
Yep.
kind of MCO SOP is this? And people are like replying like, people need to work. They're like, no, I get it. People need to work. I know our country's between a rock and an even bigger rock at this point,
Yep.
right? Everything's a hard place at this point, right? We are in a really bad place because I don't know whether people understand that whoever is in charge of the SOPs have done such a bad job leading up to this. The country has no choice because the economy is going to suffer if work doesn't open up again.
Yep.
But it just seems to me like whoever is doing the SOP now is kind of following the SOP from last year. That if we actually followed and flattened the cases, like the lines and the cases or something like flatten the curve,
Yep.
we would be able to open today. So it feels like someone is following the SOP from back then. Just that the problem is the cases have like what times 10. No. At this point,
More.
it was like what times almost
Now it's
times
100.
20. Yeah,
Yeah.
times 20. Right? No, not times 100. We did, but times 100, right?
It's 100 already to me.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like if people we're not making fun of the fact that the economy is suffering and people are dying. No, we understand that. But I think here's a really important part that, okay, guys, like whoever is listening, right? This is actually what a government is supposed to do, right? This is actually what proper policymakers, legal
Yep.
people who are setting rules for citizens and economic structures. This is what the power of a government is supposed to really be able to do. If you take, for example, right, you can't say like, oh no, but it's tough here. No, it's tough everywhere in the world. But New Zealand is COVID free, right?
Oh.
And the best part is also the epicenter of COVID is COVID free,
COVID free, yeah.
right? The places like right even next to us, like in like even more third world countries, some of them are doing much better than us at this point, and we are like skyrocketing the other way. The thing is, people should be understanding that this is when the rubber meets the road, and this is what the government does, and why it's important to actually in the future vote proper people into this structure. My take right now is like, why don't we just let DG make the call? Why isn't anyone asking him what we should do? Because it doesn't make sense at this point. We cannot flatten the curve. But at the same time, the government isn't making any proper sense to let people go back and work. So where are we going to go after this, boys? What are we seeing like in 2 months' time? What do you think? More cases, less cases?
What do you think?
Do you think that it's because people are less threatened by coronavirus now? Do you think it's because people think that it's not a
I
really
think the
big deal?
Semangat Malaysia has come out already. You know, Malaysians who don't care, like we are so comfortable with literally everything, right?
Yep.
Like we call this the tidak apa attitude. It's like,
Yep.
okay lah, it's like whatever lah, let's go mama lah bro, like,
Wow.
That is really our strength. I feel that's the strength
Yep.
of Malaysians. Politics going down, our country is third world, yeah.
I really think it's a bit scarier this time around because it's a lot more real. Because the first round MCO, right? Honestly, I was like, okay, it's scary, but you know what? I'm not gonna COVID. You know what the hell? You know, there's like 20 cases, 100 cases. Ooh, big deal. And we're all locked down like really tight. And this round is really scary because I know people who have gotten COVID. It's all in the community. It's all in my first degree of friends who have diagnosed COVID. And you know, I was on another podcast and one of the guests had COVID and he was saying to us like, yeah guys, like I had COVID, I recovered, but until now I don't have my sense of taste back. I'm like, excuse me?
Oh my gosh.
Excuse me. That scares me the most. Yeah, he said like 3 weeks, his taste is still slowly recovering. This is a quote from him. I ate tom yum. I couldn't taste anything. All I felt was the heat. I'm like, that is not a world I want to live in. So I haven't left Bangsa South area for like 1 month. Like I haven't left the area. Like I go for walks with producer and come back, but that's about it, man. I'm too scared. And
I think there was the during the flare up weeks, right?
Yep.
Our team itself in 1 or 2 weeks had 3 scares.
Yeah.
Right? And I guess because I'm trying to wrap my head around. I'm really trying to understand. Okay, everyone has a pet peeve at this season. I have a mega pet peeve. I had the pet peeve of, they let us go out and exercise and jog without our mask. Let's do it. And you know the playground near my parents' place, right? It was so bad until the authorities have to use the police line to wrap around the basketball court. You know.
Yep.
Like, how stupid do you have to be?
Yep.
Like, it's okay. We're just one from each family, and then you go to the evening, the park at the evening time, right? And there's like what 50 to 100
families.
people out there. I'm like, I mean, sorry lah, Chinese people. It's all Chinese people. I'm not going to point finger Chinese people.
No, you're right.
We're supposed to be the smart Asians, okay? But everyone, I'm like, is the IQ number from our IQ going into the cases lah? Because like everyone is getting stupider for some reason, right? I cannot understand. I mean, partially yes, we all want to blame the government, right? We all want to go and say it's them lah, it's the guy who started the cluster, is their stupid SOP.
Yeah.
But we are not helping it at all. It's not going to be like, my neighbor stay at home. It's okay. I go out lah. I'm going to be safe. But my neighbor is at home. I don't think it works that way. And I think everyone has gotten so complacent, so comfortable that they are just like, you know what? It's not going to happen to me until it does.
I wish more people would do their part, man. Like, just to stay home or something. You know, one of my pet peeves is I look on Instagram and I see people like, there was one person in Kinokuniya. I was like, why are you in Kinokuniya? I mean, why is Kinokuniya open in the first place, right?
Yeah, which
but I'm like,
brings me, Dude,
what the
that's
hell?
Right? Like, why? Like, retail has started to open up again.
Yeah.
For everyone, and I'm like, I get that our economy can't handle it, so. But you see, this is what happens when we try to do it, and no one they didn't even stick to their own.
No one cares, lah.
Yeah, and then it just happens, and now everyone has to suffer, right? I'm just like, okay, well.
Yeah.
So, Lucas, what was Chinese New Year usually like for you, and what do you think it's going to look like this year?
Okay, so I'm quite blessed in the sense that my parents actually moved from Melbourne to Malaysia recently. Like, I think now it will be 2 years. Like, the first year was they were here. Like, they were staying with me for a while they found their own place. And then last year was they already found a place in Desa Park City. So I'm lucky in the sense that they are here. I try to avoid going back to Cebu for Chinese New Year because it's S show. It's terrible. It's a shit show.
What?
It's a shit show. It's horrible, dude. You know,
I heard ass show. I'm like, what do you guys have? Like,
I wish it was
like,
an ass show, man. But yeah, so I'm trying not to swear because I'm on your podcast, so... So yeah,
it's okay.
It's like open house. You work like a dog for like the whole day, serving people drinks and stuff. And it's crazy because it's that's the way it is, in Kampong. So I try to avoid going back because my family, actually, like my grandma, my uncles and aunties, they like to travel during Chinese New Year. So everything has changed. Now I haven't even seen my grandma in like 2 years, dude. Like it's 2-3 years. It's been that long because of Corona, because of things not
I haven't
working
seen my
out.
grandma in about 8-9 years.
Because our grandmother died.
She's dead, right?
She passed
Yes. So yeah, now I actually don't know what I'm gonna do for Chinese New Year, and obviously now we can't do visiting, right? I was thinking, this is the thing. I'm that Chinese guy who's like, how can I cheat the system? They are within 10 km. I just go and visit. Nobody will know. I have the card. I'm not a visitor. What? So this is the thing. I am that bugger Chinese guy who's like thinking they're going to outsmart the system. It's in our blood. Why am I thinking this way?
No, because we've been ingrained. We've been ingrained. If we don't visit our relatives, we are fangquat, literally. Okay? That's why we there is this culture system. And also I feel some of my friends, this is for real, they don't really see their grandparents every day, right? So this is like Chinese New Year is this one special thing. And I think we've been through this the last time, in last year as well, for Hari Raya. Would you actually want to hack the system by potentially being a carrier back to your grandparents, right?
Hell no.
So, I think that's the thing everyone faces. But for me, it's a pretty simple decision. One side of my grandparents is alive and well, and the other side isn't. I'm not gonna ask. I'm not gonna potentially risk someone crossing over to the other side at this point.
Man.
Oh wow.
It's because I think as long as we start thinking that we are all potentially carriers. Then what? Right?
Yeah.
Does that change anything for you? Like, or would you still try to go back?
Man, I have no idea, man. It's terrible. Yeah, you're right. It's a great way to think about it. Like, just say, I have COVID now. What would I do? But unfortunately, people don't care.
That's the Malaysian spirit. Malaysia really boleh.
Bro, the ang paos, man. All the ang paos you're missing out on.
It's
but
true.
Okay, I had this idea.
I like that that even in a situation like this where we can't celebrate Chinese New Year.
Yep.
I like that fact, like Lucas, that you owned up and be like, you know what? Actually, a lot of us are like that. A lot of us
Yeah.
think that we can outsmart the system, and
Yeah.
that is essentially us not playing our role in just kind of like making it safer for everybody, right? Because
Yep.
at the end of the day, it's exactly what Megan says. You love your family so much, right? Then why you want to bring the corona back to them? You know.
Yeah.
Like that, it's really that dangerous, and I think that a year without Chinese New Year, right, we won't die.
Yep.
Honestly, we won't die, one guys.
Yep.
Like not seeing your family, not seeing, and I mean, you think about it, we're just a species that loves to complain. When got Chinese New Year, right, we will say, oh, you hot lah, have to go and visit people lah, need to
Jam
pay
lah.
money to, go pay toll lah, then, auntie, uncle
Yeah.
scold you, say you fat lah. Then when you don't see them, you're like, oh, I can't see the family
How
that I
dare
love.
you,
Hey,
yeah.
Chao Chi Miao, shut up lah, don't
How
bluff
dare
lah,
you
okay?
take away my Chinese New Year?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, sacred time of the year, Chao Chi
Berhormat
Miao.
China, you know, y'all,
It's
you're
just-
terrible.
guys, suck it up, man.
Let me be the first to go out on a limb and say, I think for us, yes, we
Yep.
do appreciate the family times, right?
Yep.
But I am also one of those, like, even I mean, for example, Christmas, all right? As much as I love the season,
Yep.
I also like I've also always wanted to like have 1 year or some years that we are not obliged to go out. Right.
Yes. Yep.
And I think for me, Chinese New Year, like staying in, this is a very rare chance to just number
Chill.
one, chill, right? And but again, I have to weigh on the thought of the fact that this is like ingrained into our culture that
Yeah.
visiting relatives is a sign of respect, right? It's a sign of I mean, Chinese people are kind of like emotionally expressively weird. So
Yep.
like this is like the small thing about like, we don't say I love you, we say have you eaten yet. This is like the symbol of love for families. And I think like a lot of people are just like being challenged with like, okay, crap, how do I show my relatives I care now, but
Yep.
I cannot pretend that I care by not caring. And I
Okay.
cannot, what's the idea?
Wow.
Let me give you this idea what I'm gonna do with my parents for this Chinese New Year. Okay, you heard it here first, huh? Take away table.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
You
I
heard
love
it
it.
here first. I am gonna cook a dish for
Right.
myself, split it in half, send it to my mom. Okay, my mom is gonna do the same. She's gonna cook a dish for her and my stepdad. She's gonna split it and send it to me. It's a potluck. So, however many houses you guys have, right? So like you guys got 2 houses now, right? Ming Han, Ming Yu, and your parents. You all cook something, send it to each of them. So you all have a dish from each of the houses. Even if you can't really cook, just try. Just do something.
Yeah.
I
Don't
like
go and
that,
tapao,
dude.
okay? Don't go and tapao. Tapao is boring.
The remote
Yeah.
potluck.
So if you want to tapao,
the next day, yeah.
tapao, next day or whatever, or get some yiseng or something, and then you just do lo hei in front of the camera or whatever. If you're into that, but that way you will share like you've made something for your family. That's how we show love. What food? What my mom always sends me food. I always tell my mom, "Ma, please don't. I'm gonna get fat because amount of food you send me." My mom sends me. My mom is sending me stuff right now, dude.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So
I mean, it
do
sorts
that.
out, man.
Actually,
Do
that's a
that.
great idea. You don't have to cook. You can just use
Yeah.
Grab. Put your parents,
Hell, yeah.
address. That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if you want to lah, if you're
If you
boring
really
and
want
cannot
to
cook lah.
Yeah.
But if you can cook,
Yeah.
send it by Grab Express.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
That
I like
makes
that.
all the difference, guys.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. And there's such a big element of like still like making food for each other,
Yeah.
celebrating as a family. I love that. Very
Yeah.
good recommendation. 1,000 points to Lucas.
Yep. Follow me on the fashion.
guys, as we kind of like end the podcast for today, right? I want to
Yep.
quickly talk about the future of COVID versus us,
yeah.
right? And
yeah.
we are looking at finally some plans of what a vaccination rollout would be. Again, this is
vaccination.
just plans, right?
Yeah.
Just plans. Yeah, this is just
technically,
plans.
Technically, it hasn't started here lah.
Yep.
In Singapore already people are getting vaccines.
Yeah, yo.
A friend of mine in Dubai has just gotten her vaccine as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that video of that nurse on national television in Singapore administering the vaccine to Lee Hsien Loong, and her hand was like shaking. I was like, oh my god, anxiety, help me, I'm dying. It was so funny.
You are potentially getting recorded, right? As like,
Yep.
if something happens to the prime minister, right? You are like
If he dies, your problem.
nationally recorded
Your
third
head
degree
is on the
manslaughter.
yeah, I love it. It's so I laugh so much at that clip. But over here they are saying, and again, this is the plans are that by the first quarter of next year, 2022, that everyone over the age of 18 will be vaccinated. Right. And
God.
also right now we're already seeing that it comes in doses and stages. It's not like one time inject, you're out already.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
has to be like a follow-up. There's a couple of
Yeah.
it as well. Different
Yeah.
phases and all of that. Are you guys just want to quickly check because this was quite a topic.
Yep.
Are you guys the ones that are like, oh, let other people go first, then
Nope.
I'll take it?
Nope,
wanna
I'm
do it
going
straight
first.
up.
Bro, I'm Chinese. Have to be first.
It's true. It's true.
Die also,
No, yeah, I'm
die
keen.
first, just in case.
I'm keen. Definitely.
How about you?
I believe that to be honest, I really feel that the frontliners need it first.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
okay.
Off
Yeah,
I'm
of
off that
course,
mindset. Okay.
Hey, don't make
But
me
I'm-
look like the asshole, okay? Yes, frontliners,
shit,
please first.
but for real, because I'm only saying this because I hate needles. I'm like, you know what? I'm following SOPs, guys. I'm like strictly staying at home.
Yeah.
Anyone backside each year first, I really believe the ones who are stupider should go and get it first because we need
Yep.
to help, the stupider human organisms first, right? Because I'm not one of those who like, oh, I really want to jog. No, you guys go
Yeah.
get it first. Jog your ass to the whole vaccination start and
jog
ask
back.
them to don't just give it a shot. Ask them to push the needle right up your ass, okay?
Wow.
Okay, wow.
No
Whoa, whoa.
painkillers.
We've
right up
unearthed
there.
something here.
Yeah. But I'm
not
not,
sure about
I'm
that
not,
one.
I don't think I'm going to be one of those who are like, I really want to go line up. I'm going to create like a 50-foot line or something like that. But if it's for Haley,
Yeah.
then that is the thing that, okay, I will consider like, okay,
Yep.
if she as a kid needs to go and get it, then we'll go and get it. But
Yeah.
I'm in no rush. Okay? Just personally, also because I'm allergic to 1,001 things, I don't know what the vaccination is going to do to me at this point, okay?
Yeah.
I've seen like all those pictures of the trial phases, like people's faces are swelling up and like they're looking like freaking ET. Like I know that feeling. I've gotten that as well.
Man.
But nah, Mingyu, are you going to go and line up and get it done? Like what's the plan?
It's definitely like when my turn rolls around, you can bet your butt I'm going to be there, lah. Because
Yep.
let's be honest, even without the thought or idea of going to travel abroad, right? I just don't like the idea that I might be carrying it but not knowing it. I
Yeah.
feel like that's the
Yes.
part that I don't really like, lah.
Yes.
So to me, above all else, I really would like to have the vaccine rolled out for that specific reason. Not because again, like think about it, like realistically, tourism isn't gonna open up immediately everywhere
Yeah.
because we got the vaccines, right, doesn't mean that we can travel overseas. Like it might not be the same over there. Like they may not have the vaccines, they may have it earlier, they might not even open up their borders for us, right? Malaysia is not like a country with like a very good passport, can I just say?
Yep.
We're okay lah, actually. But I think that it's just responsible lah, if we keep talking about trying to be better human beings and making the community safer for everyone, then I think it's only right that when it's time for us to have our numbers called up and go and do it, just shut up and go and do it. Don't be like, oh, I'm scared. What if I get like a third nipple? Then just deal with it. Cut it off later lah. Okay.
Enjoy the third nipple lah. What
Just
the
enjoy
hell?
it lah. Why it lasts?
At least I'm alive to enjoy it. Just
At
yes,
least
right?
correct.
Yeah.
I think
more
yeah, go ahead.
importantly, like I would say again, it's not about you this time.
Yeah.
I think about the fact that if we're all, for some reason, COVID isn't something that people akin to like HIV or like stuff like that yet, right? Like cancer, people are we have all these really negative stereotypes about things that cannot be transmitted. Like cancer patients or people with HIV, right? The only way they can transmit this is if you have sexual relations with them or if you're genetically programmed to have cancer. But why isn't this whole COVID thing is just like, oh no, let's just go and jog and run around without masks. Like if anything, if you have no plans to take the vaccination for yourself, take it for people who are more susceptible for it, okay? But really, I knowing Malaysia, who knows when we're going to get our vaccinations at this point, okay?
true. Yeah.
So...
Get some China vaccinations from Taobao, man.
Oh
my
I don't
God,
mind,
that's
man.
crazy.
Just to top up on myself, right?
we open our
Guys,
own podcast clinic.
This has been a very interesting podcast, which kind of segued away from Chinese New Year, but realistically, at the end of it,
Yep.
I'm really happy that at
Man.
the end of that conversation, it was just about being a bit more responsible.
Yes.
Yeah.
As we grow older, the people we love also grow older. And that
Yeah.
means you have less time with them. Skipping 1 year of Chinese New Year doesn't mean you won't see them anymore. Unless, of course, Choi,
Choi.
they pass on. But that's not the point. The point
That's
is
not the
you
point.
want to be
That's not the
responsible.
point.
All right, guys? Lucas
Yeah.
gave a very wonderful suggestion and I love it so much. I want to
Yeah.
see if that we can do that. Maybe even among ourselves, we can do like
Yep.
quick like
Yeah, man.
Instagram series or something.
Tag me, tag me when
Yes.
you post it on Instagram.
No, I was going to
Yeah.
say like you should cook and then send to me. That was
Hey, no, dude, I'm okay for that. You wanna?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm
let's do it.
serious.
Let's do it. Okay.
But for everyone else, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Honestly, it's a really difficult time, and I think what we loop around or have conversations about is really just how we can make the most out of such a difficult time, right?
Yeah.
This has been the Table Talk podcast. If you guys want more Table Talk, check us out on Spotify and
Hey.
YouTube, as well as the Fashion Week podcast on Spotify and YouTube, and also Apple Music and wherever else we're streaming.
Wherever lah.
Love it.
Get a part of our takeaway community on the Discord server. It is an
It is
amazing place to
poppin',
be.
man.
We
It is
have
poppin'.
about 800 members right now,
Yep.
and every day, every second, even right now, I can see it's blowing up. They're talking about stuff,
Yeah,
and
man.
we love to connect with you guys as well. Lucas is also on the Discord server.
I can't
so he'll
keep up,
jump in
bro.
and
I
out.
can't keep up. People talk to me. I'm like, oh my god, where's your message?
Yeah, it's hard. It's a lot of people. So
Yeah.
we want to see you guys on the Discord servers. Until then, stay safe, stay clean. Lucas, anything else to add?
Check us out at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. We are actually doing a live like a podcast recording session / hangout thing. We're inspired by the Mings. Yeah, so we want you to be a
pretty
part
cool,
of our show. Definitely.
Let's go.
Yep.
Mingan, anything else to end it off?
Stay safe, guys. Stay smart, please. In
Stay
case
smart,
number
guys.
go up, don't mean IQ go down.
Yeah, it's true.
Please, just be safe. Don't spread hate. I mean, like we are complaining, but we're complaining for entertainment. We take these things very seriously as well. Be grateful for the work you have. Be grateful
Yep.
for the safety and health that you have, and don't take it for granted. Man, let's just get over this, please.
Yep.
We did it once. We flattened the curve once. What's
Yep.
what's the deal? Let's just do it again, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, stay safe,
so,
everyone.
from all of us at the Ming Ting Takeaway Fashion Week podcast, Gong Si Fa Chai and Happy New Year, guys. Be safe. And tag us when you guys listen to this. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.